So this is the second part of our series about Aya, our artificial intelligence analyst at InVivo. In the first video, I showed you her triage capabilities, meaning how she can read a deck in under 60 seconds and deliver a flawless appetite score for the fund, or instantly run like a gap analysis of what's missing, for example, in that deck, right? That alone already replaces literally hours of analyst work and gives us an edge that I don't think would be possible without the use of an artificial intelligence. But this, in this second video, I'm going to show you that triage was only the beginning. Aya has evolved now into a set of tools or a system that does the bulk of what a junior analyst once did, but at a scale, speed, and precision that I don't think no human team could ever achieve. She builds competitor landscapes in minutes. She profiles founders or teams or CEO candidates. She's the toughest profiler ever. She drafts scenarios for exit strategies, or even prepares banker-style sell-side memorandum for potential acquisitions, right? So what started as a fast analyst has become an always-on analyst that mirrors the way we think and invest. And she's very, very science-driven. She has been trained in everything that the fund has been doing so far, all the decks that we received, all our analysis, etc. And I'm training her literally every night, so she's getting better and better. But I think you're going to be surprised by the quality of the output that she produces, because it's an output that it's directly tied to a model of what venture capital is, precisely because of this training, right? I mean, she has been trained into that. So let me show you some of the things she can do. Let me disconnect the video for a second just to provide for a better experience. So that's the interface I want to show you. This is what the team is using right now. Of course, this is a Jupyter notebook, a traditional one. It has been coded to provide all these functionalities, but I'm not showing the code today because it's not the point of the video. I want you to see what Aya can do, right? So, of course, it all starts with importing the model of Aya, the last one that I trained, right? And a few other things that are necessary. And then this is what the analysts and associates and principal and partners have here. She has been trained on different things, right? Bank selling a memorandum for an exit, for example, or profiling of a CEO, generating competitive landscapes, deep due diligence reports, the like of the ones that we produce here within 1 week work. For her, it's just under 1 hour, right? It's a 60 to 100 full pages long report, as you will see. We can ask her to find companies in a particular field or modality of interest. We can ask her to find scientists of interest. We can ask her to perform like a headhunter, to make the case for an early exit, to do like a summary or a report on a modality or indication, solving specific problems. She's incredibly good at that because she has the way we have solved problems in the past as well, and she's very creative, or summarize decks, etc. There are more modules coming, but this is what we're using so far. This is what the analysts or the team is working with. I'm going to show you a different view. This is where I train the artificial intelligence. It is basically the same, but I'm going to show you because I've been producing some reports already to show in this video. So this would be like a deep due diligence report, 60 to 100 pages long report. And as you can see here, of course, I will bring this to an opaque mode because this is confidential information. But what I want you to see is the structure, right? I mean, It's very comprehensive. It starts with a summary, and then the unique selling proposition of the company, the natural history of the disease, just to have a glimpse on the clinical need, of course. All a chapter on science and results that it's very, very extensive, right, and very to the point. Then the Gantt chart, I don't know, everything that we typically do, the gap analysis, regulatory. This is, as I was mentioning, a 60 pages long summary, and it includes as well, of course, the competitive landscape, you name it. I mean, it's everything that we need in order to make a decision to bring a company to the investment committee, right? So this takes probably, I would say, around 30 minutes of time for Aya, but it's a job that would take, I don't know, like 1 week probably to one of our team members, right? Including, of course, making the case for an early exit. I mean, you have all the ingredients here. That's what she iterates with. Remember, Aya, it's 3 different models interacting with one another. It's like an agent in that regard. So it never hallucinates, almost never lies. And when we find something that's not entirely accurate, and an analyst, for example, points out that something was not entirely accurate, I tell to him or her, look, and you're always flawless, right? I mean, she's very good at what she's doing, right? So this is an example of a banker report, positioning for acquisition, exactly the same. I mean, she has been trained in providing everything, the executive summary, plus, I mean, this is a 50 pages long report, including forecasts, including demand, including market access considerations. I mean, in exactly the same way that a banker would do these kind of reports. Of course, we use bankers, of course, because it's not just about the report, it's about the connections. But it's a very good starting point indeed, right? Here is to profile a CEO. She's incredibly tough in profiling CEOs. I want to hide the name of this study because, of course, it's a real person. But again, she's incredibly accurate and incredibly tough in really reaching conclusions. Competitive landscape analysis. This is trying to summarize, for example, in this case, we wanted a competitive landscape of cell therapies. You can do a competitive landscape, for example, as well of a particular company, or just dropping a deck in the same way. But this is a very long list of all companies, competitors, based on the same modality, same stage, same indication, or same field, whatever. It's full of graphs and full of interesting things. Then, of course, as well, a freedom to operate, just giving the information about the company's intellectual property, and then Aya is able to perform a very deep analysis that, again, it just complements the analysis that the lawyers prepare for us, but this is nevertheless very accurate in itself and very deep, and it's a very good starting point. Again, with modality reports about a specific field. In this case, I don't know, I was looking for RNA therapies in cardiometabolic diseases. Then this is the landscape and everything. I mean, a lot of information. She can act as a headhunter as well. Finding, for example, we're looking for a CEO for a recent investment, and then she finds people that could be on the market and has left recently, companies that are very interesting and that we could call eventually. She finds scientists of interest in a specific field, saving us hours and hours of time just to find the companies that we want, because remember, here at InVivo, we start by choosing the problem that we want to solve, and then we look for the company. So on that regard, she's very useful. Or this, for example, this is amazing. It's companies in a specific space, right? In this case, it was engineered TCRTs. And this is a list of more than 100 companies, summarized based on the columns that I asked here. I mean, discovery platform, data sources, AI integration, experimental validation, TCRT engineering capabilities, and unique selling proposition. So she builds like a table. It takes like 1 hour for her to build this table, but it's a really comprehensive table of every player in the field. So again, she's becoming really useful for our work processes. So let me connect the video again, just to finish and to wrap up. I will show a third video very soon where because there's a version of Aya that it's agentic version. It is an agent already, and she's able right now to call on her behalf over the phone, for example, key opinion leaders, and conduct an interview based on a specific set of questions that we predefine, but then evolving those questions depending on the answers that the one that she's interviewing is coming up with. So she literally has agency right now. I mean, she goes out into the world and does things for us. I will show that in a third video that will come maybe in a couple of weeks. I'm just finishing its training, right? But the point here is that the cost of intelligence is basically crashing to zero right now. And Aya doesn't just save time. It changes like the operating system of a venture capital fund. Suddenly we can compound faster, we can move at true venture speed, and play this game with tools that no one has had before, right? And I want you to understand that this is not some just tool that it's added to an old workflow. It's a new way of doing things. It's a new breed of analyst, one that grows with us, absorbs our way of doing things, our heuristics, and executes at a level that it's simply shocking as compared to the level we used to execute in the past. So it is my bold assumption, and I know it's very bold, but I'm willing to share at this moment. My bold assumption is that no venture capital fund will be able to compete properly in the coming years without the use of these tools, not just information tools, but just as well the agentic tools that I will show very soon in my next video. But it's a fascinating field indeed. So